You're all aware of the decision. I will make a certain reference to key parts of the decision. The court refused my application on the grounds that the Supreme Court lacked jurisdiction, as it could not interfere with parliamentary proceedings, and in so doing, it enforced the separation of power espoused in Section 99 of the Constitution. In protecting the rights of members of Parliament to have freedom of speech, to debate, and to engage in parliamentary proceedings consistent with Section 115, subsection 2 of the Constitution, my interim injunction to prevent Parliament from deliberating on the proposed amendment to Section 145 was refused. However, it's very important to note that on paragraph 3 of the decision, on page 6, paragraph 3, the decision further states that the proposed amendment would have nil effect on the vote of no confidence, since the proposed constitutional amendment would operate prospectively, not retrospectively. Now, what does this mean? The difference between operating prospectively and retrospectively. That means that a motion of no confidence in the Prime Minister can be moved at any time, after which this proposed amendment, if it goes through, will kick in. In short, this proposed amendment will not start from the 12th of September 2024, when a vote of no confidence filed against the Prime Minister with the Honourable Rainbow Piper as the alternate Prime Minister failed. That means that this proposed amendment, if successful on the floor of Parliament, will only come into effect when the vote has been concluded. So that leaves the vote of no confidence and an opportunity to put forth a vote of no confidence at any time Parliament convenes open. So this belt of protection that was applied to protect this Prime Minister and the executive government no longer applies. This was a cogent part of the decision raised by the 5-man bench of the Supreme Court this morning. Further, the Supreme Court ruled that the challenge could be made. The challenge to the proposed amendment to Section 145 of the Constitution could be made pursuant to a special reference under Section 19 of the Constitution. The good news is that there is a Section 19 reference already on foot. And the proposed Section 145 amendment to the Constitution by the executive government will be rendered sub judice and not allowed to be debated, deliberated, and discussed even on the floor of Parliament. So in short, we have not only filed a Section 18 Supreme Court application to recall Parliament for a vote of no confidence, we have also filed a Section 19 Supreme Court reference on the proposed Section 145 amendment, thus rendering this proposed amendment sub judice, because it is under a judge, before the courts, and Parliament cannot deliberate on this bill until the Supreme Court decides and makes a ruling on the constitutionality of the proposed amendment to Section 145. All this is done in the defense of the Constitution. The Constitution remains supreme, and it is incumbent on all members of Parliament to defend the Constitution for the national interest, for the good of the people of Papua New Guinea. And this opposition, as a very responsible opposition, is effectively doing that for the people of Papua New Guinea. Thank you. If you have any questions on this and anything else, I'm more than happy to